Right, you may need to resize pictures because you want to email them, put them in a document, or you may just want to make them smaller because they're taking up too much space on your hard drive, or you need to put them onto a USB memory stick or CD and it's just too big. So how do you go about doing that? Well, there's a couple of ways that you could do this. I'm using Windows XP here, but similar things work on different versions of Windows, and I will be doing a version of this for the Mac as well. So let's just start off by finding a picture that I've got. So I'm just going to go into my documents here. I'm then going to go into my pictures, and I've got this picture here. And you'll see that if I move the mouse over, it tells me how big it is. It's 1.03 megabytes, which is maybe not too bad for emailing. And you can see the dimensions of it, 2143 by 1536. That's the number of pixels. That's the dots that make up the picture. Now, that's all well and good. I can actually find out that information if this doesn't pop up. Is actually move on down the screen here. So I'm just moving down. I click on this option here in my taskbar on the side here, and you'll see it actually shows me the details, and I can see that same information and when it was created as well. So I'm just going to go back up. I'm going to go over to here. So my task pane is here just to the left. Here is my picture. Okay, so I could do a couple of things here. Let's say I want to email it, and that's the thing that's going to make the size of it really for me. Let's say I want to email it. I could actually just choose right click, send to, and then mail recipient. And the great thing about doing that is that it comes up with this little dialog box here saying make all my pictures smaller, so you may have actually selected more, or keep them the original size, and it will just assume a certain size that would be good for an email, so you don't get that much control. But when I say that, it does actually work really well. If I was to click on OK now and choose make all my pictures smaller, it would then open up an email and put the picture in to the email as well and reduce the size of it. I'm not going to do that. That's all well and good. That's very nice. And I could have done that as well by clicking on it, and the picture tasks down the side here, you'll see it's actually got an option here, email this file. If I click on it, it would have done exactly the same thing using a right click or the task pane on the side. Okay, so another way that you could do this, and I'm just going to move this along so we can see what's going on, is that I can just right click on the picture. I can go to open with, and I am going to choose Microsoft Office Picture Manager. Now you might find something else there that sounds similar, photo editor, whatever it is, they're all very similar. If you've got Microsoft Office, you'll probably find this on there as well, depending on which version you've got, but this is the most popular. So all I have to do is click on it to open it. Here is my picture, and what I'm going to do is click on my Edit Pictures. And when I do, on the right hand side here, I get my Edit Pictures tasks, and you can see that there's one down the bottom here that says Resize, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on that, and you will see it now comes up with my resize settings. So I can keep it on the original size. I can change it to preferred height and width, and it will have already ones in there, predefined sizes. Okay, so you can see there's a large document for a small document for the web, small web, email large, email small. Although these days I think you can actually get away with using this one here, document small, for emailing, 800 pixels across by 600 down. And actually that's the one I tend to pick. You could make it whatever size you want, so if I did actually want to type it in here, 800, and if I click here I could put it in 600. You just have to bear in mind you need to keep it with the same sort of constraint, same sort of aspect ratio, because if I didn't, I could stretch it. So another way you could do that is by choosing the percentage, and you can change the size of it here by just typing in a number or moving that down, and you'll see that if I make it 50%, down here it's telling me the new size. If I keep going, I might find one that's close to 800 anyway, and that's keeping the aspect ratio the same, so the width and the height stay in proportion, otherwise they change, and as I said, it could make it look stretched. Once that's done, I just need to click on OK, and I can just come over here. I could choose save, but in this instance I'm actually going to choose, just go save as, and here I'm just going to call this one taxis smaller, so I'm keeping the original, hit save, and that's my new picture now. If I close my picture manager, if I say that don't save to that, you'll see I've now got two images. That one here is considerably smaller. This one here is 1 megabyte, 1.03 megabytes, and this one is about a fifth of that size, 214 kilobytes or 0.2 megabytes. And you can see that that's considerably smaller and easier to manage. So that's how you resize pictures in Windows.